Alright, so we are doing trig. We are finding each angle measure to the nearest degree. So this is just to make sure that your calculator's in the correct mode, you know where the buttons are, all that kind of good stuff. So since we have the sign of y here, we have to undo this sign, we have to break this, and we need to put it onto this side. Wow, what is happening with my pen here? Sorry. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the sign inverse. So y is going to equal the sign inverse of 0.9986. What that means for you, anytime we're looking for the angle always goes in this piece. You're going to hit the second button before you hit sine or cosine or tangent. Okay, when you do this in your calculator, you should get 86.967 blah 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 blah. It says to round to the nearest degree, so we're just going to write 87 degrees. If you did not get this number, you need to go to your mode and you need to change it into degrees, not radians. Okay? We will constantly be checking this. I will give you as many reminders as I can possibly remember. So every time we grab the calculators, we're going to have to change them because we are borrowing them from other people. Okay, so same deal here. You're going to do the cosine inverse, which is second cosine of 0.5150. Just make sure you know where the buttons are and it works. This one should give you 59 degrees when you round it. And for the tangent inverse of 0.2679, you should get 15 degrees. Alright, let's move on. So the big thing that you need to know for trig is so, ka, toa. I'm going to write it for every single problem. You're going to get sick of it. It's fantastic. So the angle is going to be the one that's marked with a question mark or a letter or something to that effect. And we put theta in there. Theta, Greek letter. Looks like a circle with a line through it. Okay. And it's a variable, it's just like x. Okay. We just happen to use it for angles. Okay. So S, C, and T are your sine, cosine, and tangent. Please say them correctly. Do not call this sin. It will drive me crazy and make me furious. Okay. So we've got O, H, and A. Those are the three letters that we're dealing with. H is your hypotenuse, okay, which is always across from your right angle. O stands for opposite, opposite of theta. And I always do a little cursive O so it doesn't look like a zero. And then adjacent means next to. So next to your angle is your A side. If you cannot label these correctly, you will get the problems wrong. So please take care to do so. I had a student in the past who told me that in between the angles was the A. I liked that. So this angle has a marking, and this angle has a marking, and in between it is the A side. I thought that was kind of nice. So for this one, prep work over. We've got the opposite side, and we've got the adjacent side. The only one with opposite and adjacent is our tangent. What is happening? My computer's possessed. You can also think of it as we're not using the hypotenuse, so we're not using this for this. This is really creepy. Alright, so we've got tangent of theta. It's literally doing whatever it wants. Super creepy. Our opposite side is 1. Our adjacent side is 3. And then just like those first ones, because we're looking for the angle, we're finding the angle, we're going to use the second. So our theta is going to be equal to the tangent inverse of 1 over 3. I wonder if Miss Stevens is using her Mobi right now next door and it's Bluetoothing and connecting to this one. That's the only thing I can think of. That's really creepy. You can throw this directly into your calculator and you should get 18 degrees. Alright. Next. So you're going to write down, we're going to go a little faster. We've done our prep work, so katoa. Okay. We get our theta where our question mark is. Across from our right angle is our hypotenuse. In between the two angles that are marked is our A, and opposite of the angle, okay? So this one, we have an opposite, and we have a hypotenuse. We are not using the adjacent, So we are doing the sine of theta, and it is the opposite over hypotenuse, which means theta is going to be our sine inverse of 3 over 12. Throw it in your calculator, and you will get 14 degrees. Alright, last one for angles. Set it all up. So, toa, theta, cross from the right angle is hypotenuse. In between the angles is the A, and opposite. So we've got an adjacent, we've got a hypotenuse. We don't have any information for opposite, so it cannot help us. So we are going to do the cosine of theta equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So theta equals the cosine inverse of 38 over 57. So you should get 48 degrees. Alright, I'm going to make the back of this a separate video so that you don't have to skip through all of this if you want to rewatch it when you are studying for your test or for your final. Okay? So make sure that you do the other video as well, and flip this paper over and do back. Sounds good? Awesome.